Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed.
You shall love the Lord your God with all your soul and with all of your might. Hold on tight as you go, teach them what you know. Teach them as they grow. Teach them so they know. Teach them so they know.
You may be seated. When the Israelites were marching across the sea, they never really, I'm sure they had hope in their hearts and faith that they would get to see the other side. When we started this year, there were so many things that stood in the way of getting to where we are right now. But we took one step after the other, collectively, as a community, under the leadership of our director, Brian Avner. We got to the other side. When our ancestors looked back behind them and saw the miracles that had happened, they burst into song. And we can do the same thing today as we join in the same words our ancestors spoke and sang as they reflected on the miracles of their past.
Who's like you? Come on! Who's like you? Who's like you?
Micha mocha.
Who's like you? And one more time. Who's like you?
Micha mocha.
Yeah. Who's like you? Come on. Who's like you? Who's like you?
We are always marching into the future, every single one of us, but we all stand on the shoulders of extraordinary people that have set the path before us. In the tefillah, we remember all of the merits of those who walked this earth before us, particularly our patriarchs and matriarchs. So I'm going to invite you now to rise once again as we think about all of the prayers that our ancestors have prayed, and then soon we'll have the opportunity to pray the words of our own hearts as well.
Adonai sifatai tivta ufia gitehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu ve'Elohei avoteinu ve'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Avraham Ve'ezrat Sarah.
We take this time now as we pray the words that our own hearts can provide, these words of silent prayer. When you're ready, you may be seated.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן. Oh, please join us.
עושה שלום במרומיו,
הוא יעשה שלום
עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה
שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל
ואמרו אמן. אמן.
אמן.
אמרו אמן.
Boker Tov, everyone. All right, at the end of services, because it's the last day, we're going to do better than that. But I know we're still waking up a little. We'll do better at the end of services. So the story I'm going to tell today, I want to preface that it will have a happy ending, because there's parts in the middle where it seems like it's a really downer of a story. And I just want to make it clear to everyone, everything ends up okay. I know my kids get worried sometimes when stories get a little scary, so I remind them that things will work out. I know, even with the scary music. So once there was a farmer, and this farmer had just one donkey, but the donkey helped with everything along the farm. The donkey would pull all of the farm equipment, the plows, the sleds, the hay balers, the mowers, the rollers, whatever else farmers use, I'm not really sure, but the donkey would pull all of it. And the farmer and the donkey had a great relationship. The farmer never overworked the donkey, never made him work too hard, and the donkey always loved helping the farmer and really feeling like he was part of the work and an equal share in working the farm. So one day after they finished the work, the donkey, as the donkey liked to do, was out wandering around in the field in the open space, when all of a sudden the donkey found a hole and fell into a deep, deep hole, almost 20 or 30 feet deep. The donkey started braying and yelling from inside the well. We can call it a well, a hole or a well, whatever we want to call it. The donkey was yelling from inside, and the farmer came over to see what was happening and saw that the donkey was stuck in the bottom of the well. And the farmer wanted to do whatever he could to help save this donkey. It was his only donkey, and they had such a good relationship working in this farm together. So the farmer called to some of the neighbors who lived nearby and said, "Bring a rope, bring anything you can think of to help lift the donkey up out of this well." So they came with a rope and they lowered one of the neighbors down to try and tie a rope around the donkey to lift it out. But the donkey was so nervous, and even when they got the rope around the donkey, they couldn't lift it up, they couldn't get it out of this well. And the donkey tried climbing up the sides of the well and couldn't get out of the well. And after a while, they started thinking, there's no possible way we can get this donkey out of this well. And now this is why I remind you again that the story does work out in the end. The donkey's not going to get stuck. So the farmer started thinking, and the farmer knew that this was a smart donkey and knew that the donkey would figure out the farmer's plan pretty quickly. So the farmer told all of the neighbors to go back and grab their shovels. And they all got a shovel, and they all gathered around the well, and they started digging piles of dirt and throwing them into the well on top of the donkey. And the donkey started to get worried. Are they going to bury me in this well? Are they going to cover me up with dirt? And the donkey started shaking off all of the dirt. And as the donkey shook the dirt off, he started to realize that as the dirt fell underneath him, it started to soak up the water a little bit, and it turned from a little bit of water into mud. And as the farmer and the neighbors kept throwing more and more dirt on the donkey, every time the donkey would shake off the dirt until all the mud was soaked up and it became dry land underneath him. And as they filled the hole more and more with dirt, the donkey every time would shake off the dirt, step up on top of it, and continue to slowly, slowly climb his way out of the well. And finally, once they had dug up so much dirt that they were able to fill the well entirely with dirt, the donkey was able to climb all the way out, made it back out of the hole, and was able to go back to being with the farmer. And they made sure to fill up all of the other holes that they dug, so the donkey wouldn't fall in any of those either. So why this story on the last day of school? There were times this year, it was a difficult year, and there might have been times that it felt like we fell down a well, that we were stuck somewhere. Maybe that's here, maybe that's in public school, maybe that's anywhere else in the world, that this was a hard year. And over and over and over, I saw us, especially here, shake off that dirt, shake off those challenges, and rise up above them. And it was amazing to see our community collectively pull each other up all year and help us rise out of whatever, dark and difficult places we were in. And it's been amazing to see all of you do that this year. And as we go into the summer and look into next year, and new challenges will face us in wherever we go and whatever we do, my hope is that we all remember to be like that donkey and to shake off whatever gets thrown on top of us and to keep climbing and rising above it. Boker Tov.
Yesher Koch, Brian, and you were a lot like that farmer this year with some wonderful ideas about how we could transcend and lift ourselves out of the pit, and we are so grateful to all that you've been able to bring, Brian, to our community. So let me ask, are there any birthdays this week that would like to step forward and open up our ARC doors? I know there's a lot of grown-up birthdays. But
technically, Rabbi, it's not this week, but since we're not together next week, I'm going to take advantage of now.
Yom Haledet Sameach, Cantor. We're so grateful to you and all the music that you bring to our community, our congregation, and Miss Wendy as well. Very good. And if you'd like to help the Cantor open up the ARC doors, all of our birthdays, and let's rise together as we turn to the Eleni.
Okay, Rabbi, you're going to have to lead. Okay. Wait.
Aleinu l'shabech ladon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot adama, shelo sam chelkeinu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד Ushemo echad. Yom Haledet Sameach to all of our helpers. Peace. Whenever we join together, we think of our loved ones. Whenever we learn, we think of our loved ones. For just as our teachers are able to set us on a path, our parents are the most important teachers that we have. Our friends, our family, loved ones, who we still feel with us, their spiritual presence today and every day. As we live according to the best values that they hold dear, we walk with them. We are particularly thinking of these dear people in our community who have passed away during the period of Shiva and Shloshim. We think of Rosalie Kahn, Noah Arnold, Ronald Cohn, Harriet Dizak, Adeline Dominitz, Jordan Fishman, Ellen Futterman, Pauline Gale, Leslie Germain Martin, Cyril Newman, Cecilia Rinsky, and Ruth Schaller. If there are names that should be added to this list, or if you're commemorating the yahrzeit of a loved one, or if there's a name that should be pronounced differently than I did, please do call that name out as I look in your direction. May his memory be a blessing. May his memory be a blessing. May his memory be a blessing. In addition to those names, we think of all those who perished through war and or terrorism, all those who've died in defense of this nation and allied nations' ideals. We think of all of those who died of this terrible virus that has stricken our nation and our globe, as well as the virus of racism. And particularly, we always think of those who perished during the Holocaust. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we turn towards sanctified by memory and glorified by hope, the Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shmei Rabbah, B'alma divrach chirutei v'amlich malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'yizman kari v'imru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach leolam u'lamei almaya, Yit barach v'ishtabach v'it pa'ar v'it ramam v'it naseh, V'it hadar, v'it aleh, v'it alal, shmei de kudisha, brichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, damiran bi'alma v'imru amen, yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu yaseh shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved, and let us say, amen. There is a real power in hearing each other's voices when we recite this prayer, the Kaddish prayer. You know, it is a reminder that we as community mourn the individuals that we've loved and lost, but it's also a reminder that we're never alone, that we have people beside us who are with us, who we can share our sorrows with and that can lift us up in difficult times, but also walk beside us in hard times as well. And so we are a community that are united in moments of happiness as well as moments of sadness. This is, you may be seated now, a moment of reflection and a moment of joy as well, as we're thinking about all of the things that we're doing here at Congregation Shalom and all of the people that have blessed us on our journey. And it's a joy now to call up Brian, who's going to share with us some announcements on behalf of our school and our community.
All right, now it's the time we get to try it again. Boker Tov, everyone. Oh, I've been waiting all year for that. It was perfect.
I think they heard that in Madison.
Yes, definitely. All right, we've got a lot of announcements, a lot of things I want to tell you about. First, grown-ups are invited to stay the rest of the morning. In a little bit, we'll have some coffee and snacks outside in the foyer while our students are spending their last 30 minutes in the classrooms. And then at 10:45, we are all going to gather in Clorfeld Hall for end-of-the-year all-school family activities. We have a social action project. We're sorting all of the baby items and baby clothes that we collected last week. We are sorting to a few different recipient organizations, so we need your help sorting all of those items. They're all in the middle of the room. There are boxes along the wall. You can see where they go, but we need every person's help to sort those items to make sure they get to the right place. You can also make cards that will go along with those items to support those who are in need, who are receiving all of these gifts from our community. A few more things that we're doing. There will be computers set up at a website called freerice.com. Has anyone ever heard of freerice.com? Very small number of people. Great. I'm happy to tell all of you about it. This is a website where basically you can answer trivia questions, and every time you answer a question, 10 grains of rice get donated to the United Nations World Food Bank, or World Hunger Food Bank. Sorry? Food Program, thank you. So as a community, we're going to see how much rice we can donate So spend a few minutes while we're in Clearfield during our last 45 minutes answering some questions. You can pick whatever topic you like, and we'll see together if we can donate 1,000, 5,000, a ton of rice that can help those in need. This organization has already donated over, I think, 20 billion grains of rice, which will really add up. So we're going to help contribute to that. And then if you remember on our first day of school, we wrote sidewalk chalk messages outside in the Circle Drive, our hopes and blessings for this year. We're going to do that again out front, and I'll remind you of the prompt later, but ask you to think, what's something you learned this year or a blessing that came to you this year? And let's, as a community, share all of our blessings outside for all of us to see. Few other things happening. We are looking for people to host our new Shin Shins in the fall. So if you are interested in hosting for about 5 or 6 months during next year, one of our Shin Shinim, please talk to Susie, get one of these little flyers, and it's an amazing opportunity to invite an Israeli young adult into your home and show them and guide them through their time here in Milwaukee. On June 12th.
I'm sorry.
You want to do them? You want? No? Okay. On June 12th, our 6th through 12th graders are invited to a day at America's Action Territory down in Kenosha. We'll take a bus down. You'll get an unlimited pass to do all of the things that they have there. So look to your email and sign up for that, 6th through 12th grade. I want to thank a few people before we wrap up. All of our teachers and our madrachim who put in so much time and effort this year. Yeah. This wasn't an easy year, and they made it seem so easy and so wonderful. Also to our clergy, Cantor Perper, Rabbi Noah, and Rabbi Pazlowski, who's still celebrating her installation weekend. Thank you all for bringing us spirituality and joy and music and tefillah and throughout the day. And and of course, Wendy, for all of the music that you
Woo! Wendy!
I also want to thank all of the students and all of the grown-ups, everyone who's in this room today or has been throughout this year, that we're here for you, and you're the ones who make this such an amazing year. So I'm so grateful that all of you continue to show up week after week and be here and make our school what it is. So thank you to all of you who come and attend the school. There are two people I want to thank with a few extra gifts. Our madrachim are 8th through 12th graders who come and help out in the school, help out in the classrooms, and not many of them stay all the way through 12th grade. And for those who stay through 12th grade through the end of their high school experience, it's my joy and honor to recognize and thank them. So Zach, will you come up for a second? So Zach is our only senior in our madrachim program this year, and we have been blessed to have you here and in our program. And in the fall, you're going to Butler University.
Woo!
And so we wanted to get you something for your journey at Butler. So we have a Butler University shirt in Hebrew. And there's also a mug in here from the university. And I haven't opened this, but they sent you a note. So I'm going to give you all these things. Thank you for being in the program. We were so glad to have you.
Mazel tov! Woo! Nice shirt.
So one other person who nothing this year would have happened without her and really made this year easy for me, I want to invite Mandy to come up.
Woo! Keep clapping, people. Woo!
Hi. So Mandy really makes sure that everything happens at the school. If there's something we need in a classroom, if there's something a teacher needs to get done, if really anything that happens is thanks to Mandy and making sure that we have all that we need. And she also cares so much about every person in this room, our teachers, our students, the grown-ups, every person in this room. She helps make everything exist the way it is and helps make my job easier. And I couldn't do what I do without Mandy being here. And so as a thank you, we got you these flowers. I have a card for you.
Thank you.
And just wanted to thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you, Brian.
Woo! Oh, Mandy, we thank you for all that you do in Shalom Religious School. Oh, Mandy.
And the last thing that Mandy did today, and the last thing that's going to be happening in Clorfeld later, is that we have cake for everyone. And Mandy was helping get our cake, thanking everyone for an amazing school year at Congregation Shalom.
Woo!
So at about 10:45, we'll all gather in Clorfeld. We'll have cake. We'll have all of our activities. But before we go back to our classrooms for our last little bit of time, Rabbi's going to say something first.
And now our MC extraordinaire for our end-of-year concert. Give it up for Rabbi Noah!
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you, Cantor.
You're welcome, Rabbi.
This has been an amazing, amazing school year. We are so proud of each and every one of you for coming and learning and opening your hearts and minds. And we also, there is something significant about these flowers that are up here, something that I mentioned yesterday too, that there is a wonderful thing about the combination of the light and the rose. A rose is a symbol of learning, right? It has 5 external petals, symbolic of the 5 books of Moses, and there are 13 rows of petals, like all the 13 attributes of the divine. And we hope that in each and every one of our young people that we can implant within each of you an understanding of being empathetic and kind and generous and learning and being forgiving and wonderful people and good friends and having a good eye and a good heart. All of these ideas that we hope that we instill in each and every one of our young people so that they can grow towards the sun and reach towards enlightenment. So thank you to our cantor, thank you to Ms. Wendy, thank you to our teachers, thank you to Brian, and thank you to really all of our parents as well. You are the greatest teachers that our young people have, and thank you for our students for being such wonderful learners this year. So we are going to now turn to our concert, right? Yeah. That's what we're doing. Yeah, thank you all right, good. And so the first group that we're going to actually call up are our K4s and K5s. So I'm going to call out your name. Please forgive me if I butcher your last name. I am sensitive to that, believe me, with the last name Chertkov. I get it.
We call forward the K for Get-Me-Nots and the K High Fivers.
All right. So Mila
and here they are.
Owen Brandis, Tara Brandis, Eliza Durnford, Nathan Fishback, George Goldstein, Violet Levine, Miles Peltz, Judah Stuhlberg, Micah Wooldridge, and we have also Elliot Arnold, Dylan Berendt, Isaac Berendt, Isla Friedman, Elliot Goldstein, Noah Goot, Charles Hamill, Aaron Hirsch, Henry Lang, Ray Raphael, Ariana Turum, Eleanor Vanderbeeken, sorry about that one, Margot, Adam Weinberg, Aviva Wagner, Francie Wagner, and Emery Wickman. So K4 and K5.
Sweet. Yeah.
Thank you for my toe tap. Leave those hands up there. Oh, yeah. 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 Leave those han
Way to go, K4 and K5. And now we are going to call our first grade, the upwardly mobile kiddos. If you'd like to step forward, we're calling forward Alana Carter-Bernstein, Josie and Judah Chertkov, Jenna Durnford, Josephine Hamilton, Theodore Jacobson, Blair Lazier, Palmer Orchalski, Daniel Rosenberg, Oliver Rycroft, Maybell Shachtely, Eli Shuckett, Hannah Suskind, Zev Witkov, and Elijah Wooldridge.
Nice and loud, nice and loud.
So this next song is one of their favorites. It's from a Shel Silverstein book. It's called... Oh, excellent. Glad you mixed it.
Please rise. I just... Cantor says, never mind. I'm with you, I'm sorry. Yay!
Yay for our first graders. So we are now going to turn to our second and moving up graders. We are calling forward Amelia Arnold, Ethan Barrett, James Birkin, Eden Brandis, Finn Chernoff, Nolan Hughes, Samuel Leo, Emma Parrish, Paige Plana, Fern Roberts, Jordan Schachter, Zoe Swernoff, Gabriel Taub, Harold Wagner, Jacob Wahlberg, Asher Dubner, Rose Fares, David Goot, Kennedy Hamill, Joshua Honigman, Audrey Jacobson, Charlotte Lang, Giselle Mendeloff, Delilah Mintz, Aviel Stuhlberg, Charlie Sumner, Ellie Turam, and Eli Zorn.
Yeah. Yeah. Woo. Okay, second grade, you stay there. Can we have the first graders in K4-5 back up on the bima so we can all be together for one last song? Come on down. They have a voice. Their voices are powerful. All of these voices will change the world. Please tell me someone's getting a picture of this. We got it. Here we go. Follow Wendy. I have a voice. My voice can change the world. Voice can change the world. I have a voice. My voice is powerful. My voice can change the world. Yeah. Yeah. Hava, Havana, Shira, Shir, Hallelujah, Shir, Hallelujah. Hava, Havana, Shira, Shir, Hallelujah, Shir, Hallelujah. Hava, Havana, Shira, Shir, Hallelujah, Shir, Hallelujah. Hava, Havana, Shira, Shir, Hallelujah, sheer hallelujah. Zoom.
All right, everyone, just two announcements. We're going to be meeting in Clearfield Hall at 10:50. All of the teachers and your students, you can return to your classes for your last class time of the year, and coffee and snacks in the foyer. So please, for the adults, coffee and snacks.
Yay. Yep.
I just didn't know if it's on the. I didn't, don't worry. Thank you for your help. You're such a nice. We'll add it to your resume.
Oh, I don't know how to unlock it, but I'll figure it out. Thank you, David.
Besides the cancer, besides the cancer, great energy.
I've heard that before.
Listen, I got, Natalie loves coming here, though.
Well, she's an art student.
Well, all right.